Ed, my man,
My
it's
brother.
been a fucking year.
It's been a year, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it was a year ago today or tomorrow that we last had a beautiful lunch in Austin.
That's right.
And that was a beautiful time for me, man.
It was.
Proper. It was a really special, a very important and pivotal time for me. You know, life moves in stages and phases, and that was a very, very important time and a real kind of crossroads and turning point. You know, probably wouldn't seem it from the outside.
Yeah.
Even my close people probably wouldn't notice, other than the fact that I came home like, yo, total human optimization. Look at these steel maces, bro. There's this guy called Isik. And but no, it was an important time for me, man. And I came back so enthused and with such positivity and so powerful.
Yeah.
And so charged up, man. It was
Well, you
really important.
left the same residue that you brought home with you, because you brought your own piece of that. And I still think about that night on Halloween, and it runs through my head probably once a week, where we go home, we've had the most amazing epic night out at the club, and then one of our mates, he goes and he's charging through the house. And he's got these shiny light up shoes, and he manages to find our dog's shit and not notice it. Oh. And he steps in the shit, and then he goes searching through the house for someone.
I
or
mean,
something.
he hit every single
spot.
tile, every bit. It was like you couldn't. I mean, it was like it
there
was
shit
unbelievable.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it
every
stank so
bedroom,
bad.
upstairs, downstairs, laundry room, bedrooms, bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit trail. And so the whole house, with just the thinnest layer of shit required to get the maximum stench possible.
You think that was one shit, the source of it?
It must have been, man. But it was just spread so thin. It's like gold leaf.
Yeah.
You know, when you pound it out,
Yeah.
you can cover a whole wall.
Yeah, he couldn't do that again if he tried, man.
No way.
He was
No way.
moonwalking around, cha-cha-cha. He was doing it all, bro.
So it's 2:30 a.m. We got everybody's just charged up from Halloween.
Everyone's
ready
so
to
happy, man.
So happy.
The most
Ready to have
beautiful
the after party of our life. And the next 30 minutes are just cleaning up the most horrific shit stench of all time. But we're sitting outside, and you said the funniest thing. You go, ain't that like life, man? You're walking around wearing the shiniest shoes, and you don't realize that you just stepped in shit.
And you're leaving the stench of shit behind you. I don't actually remember saying that. I know I remember you saying it to me afterwards, and I don't remember saying it, but it resonates.
Yeah,
it resonates. And that was such a beautiful night, man. I thank you so much for bringing me into your family, man, and your peoples. And you know, when we travel, and Whit knows, we talked on it that, you know, when we travel, it's easy to get lonely.
Yeah,
you know, especially when you have loved ones that you trust and care about, and you know, loved ones in the broadest sense, you know. So to come over there, and then, you know, literally the first day, like I woke up in the morning in Austin, and I was like, I'm going to go and find this place that I've heard about on Rogan's podcast. Like, it sounds cool. It looks cool. It feels right. I'm going to make this pilgrimage. Like, this is some fucking Bethlehem shit. Except I was in a rented car wearing a fucking pair of tracksuit bottoms and Nike Air Max 90s. But so I come down, and I was being shown around by one of the beautiful girls on reception, and she was so lovely and so warm. And I was walking around, I was like to her, this is amazing. I was like, I've trained in gyms all around the world, and energies mean a lot. You know, we're all very perceptive of them, whether we think we are or not. And I was like, this is special, man. I said, I've never felt anything like this in the fucking world. This is what I've been trying to find. And she said, you know what? You see that guy sitting down over there? He's the CEO. That's Aubrey. He would really like it if you told him that. Like, that would mean a lot to him. I said, okay, cool, man. Well, you know, it's the truth. So, you know, I remember coming over, tapping you on the shoulder, being like, yo, man, I just want to say it's beautiful here. You know, it's really special. And it was like...
And I was like, Francis?
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Francis?
And then you introduced me to the Wolfman.
Yeah.
You know, the kindest, warmest, strongest man. And, you know, and it was just so welcoming, man. It just felt like, you know, people, you know, my people from home, like, you know, I say it like we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
You know? And it just goes to reinforce this notion that, like, fuck your passport, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck your accent. You know, fuck where you think your roots are. In fact, I know where your roots are. It's on planet fucking Earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm on the other side, you know, just in a little bit more rain and having a, you know, a different experience. But we're all brothers, man. And we just need to find the like-minded people with the same energy. And it was really special, man. It was really special. It meant a lot to me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise, brother.
Yeah,
and I think you're absolutely right. I think we create all of these separations that are absolutely unnecessary, you know, and even the blood ties that we make somehow, these are these sacred, special things that you'll never be able to duplicate. Like blood is cool. Like it's cool to have family genes and to have grown up with people, but there's bonds that can run as deep, that can happen fast. And then, you know, it's not all about just your ethnic identity, your tribal identity, your racial identity, all of these things that we're trying to claim. Like there's a heart identity, and you can find those people, and they can become family.
True that, man.
You know, and I think sometimes we lose sight of that. We think like, oh, family is just my block, my neighborhood that I grew up with, or the people who share my blood. And all the respect, that's great. But there's also family that you choose, and you choose that based on energy, and choose that based on heart and shared mission.
And it's like, that can only come from being mad open.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And being open to the idea that like I want to go see this building that I've heard about. And when I go down there, I might be like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's full up a load of fucking meatheads. These lot seem like a bunch of wankers. But cool, you know, I'll go train somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was nice to go see it, and I tried it. You know, when I go somewhere else, I might fall in love platonically or otherwise. But we have to be open to these ideas, you know. It's like I met this guy who works in the hotel I'm staying at, the wife, in Brooklyn and in Williamsburg. And we've just been politicking so much since we got. Every time I go down for breakfast, I don't sit down for 45 fucking minutes because, you know, I'm so drawn to what he has to say and feel like what he has to say is very relevant to me at this particular time. And it's like, it's great. Maybe it's just that. Maybe I won't see him in a year, like, you know, and keep in contact with him like we have. But, you know, I'm open to that idea. I'm also open to the idea that, like, you know, that solitude is a highly likely possibility when I come out. And loneliness is a possibility. I was thinking about what I'm going to do tonight, you know. It's like with Halloween last year, I said to you, you said, yo, man, you want to come? I'm doing this thing. I said, yeah, that feels right. And I said to my friends, they said, hey man, we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go do that. I was like, no man. No, I'm gonna go see this guy. He invited me out, and yeah, I'm gonna go see what's up. And maybe I'm gonna stay for like an hour and then just leave. Or, you know, but let me just see. And it's that. It's about being open. And I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I got a couple of options. I'm like, I feel like I want to be on foot, and I want to be by myself. And I just want to be open. I want to see what's up. And so I'll tell you tomorrow what happened. And I might just go home and go sleep, you know, watch some Netflix at 8 o'clock. I might, but who knows?
How often do you consciously try to trust your instincts like that? I mean, do you have a moment where there's the mind that wants to make a rational choice, but then you just override that and say, no, I'm going to stick with what feels right? Or is that just like second nature for you now?
It's second nature now. It's like there's a duality to it that of course, you know, I was raised by intelligent, frugal, sensible British parents, you know, with, you know, that I see have, you know, used their instincts and, you know, have moral integrity and all of this stuff. But like, you know, through meeting people such as yourself and through the experiences I've had, it has become this second nature of this instinct. And, you know, my job is so instinctual, you know, it's like my acting coach, we were talking last week, and he was saying the acting gods are a cat, they're not a dog. He said you can't rough it up and drag it over to you and put it on your lap, you know. Sometimes it turns its back on you and sticks its ass in your face, you know, and it wants to walk off. What are you going to do, chase after it? No, it's going to run away. And so you have to feel like, you have to be like, okay, I see you over there. I see you. Oh, well, you don't want to play right now. And it's the same thing that happened last night. And it was like, I could feel this, you know, I am very in touch with instincts and with it. And I like traversing the landscape of it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge of it. That, you know, first 2 takes warming up, feeling like, okay, I'm warming up. I ain't hit that flow state yet, but I'm warming up. But like, I will hit it, but how am I going to hit it? You know,
Right.
okay, there's, oh, the cat's showing me his ass. All right, cool. I see you. And then when it happens, when you make that pilgrimage, when you hit that sweet spot, when you transcend and when you leave your own fucking head, and then the director says to you, wow, that was interesting, man. What were you thinking on that one? And you're like,
Nothing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't know. Watch it and I don't know. You tell
Man,
me.
It's with every great thing that you can ever accomplish. You're out of your head. If you're writing, if you're fucking. I was just with Cody Garbrandt, who's
Yes.
fighting for the title in the night, and I work with him on some mindset stuff. And it's always just about the present moment because that's where the magic is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him about because there's all this talk and chatter, and they're former teammates, and they're mad at each other, and there's all this shit. And I'm talking to him today, and I was like, you got to just look at that like the storm clouds,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like all of that is just energy. All the words, none of that matters. None of the history matters. Because in the now, there is no history. There's only the unfolding present moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're tapping into that, that's where you're fast. Because if there's any thoughts or anything that gets in the way, it's like an impediment to that speed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so let that cloud build, whatever the words are, whatever it is, just add the fuel, and you're the fucking lightning.
True.
You're just the fucking lightning. You
True.
don't watch the lightning. You're not the thunder. You're just the fucking lightning, just crackling. Just right there on that bleeding edge where the energy transmutes from wind and rain and whatever makes that electrical current go. You're right at that moment, at that bleeding edge. And so you're there, fully there. And that's flow state, man. That's just where you're out of your head and you're just right at the lightning. And the thunder will crash from the results of whatever you do. But you're not worried about that. You're just there at the bleeding edge where it alchemizes into electricity.
And truly, I feel it's like I'm trying to search for the truth. I'm trying to find the truth of my reality, of my place, of my wiring, of when I'm working, of the scene. I'm trying to find the truth of this sociopath, the truth of this love, the truth of this hate, so that I can place myself better in reality. And I can't find that truth unless I get out of the way of myself. And so, which is easier said than done, so there's all these technical things that you can build up to help you get out of the way of yourself. But however you get there, we have to step back and get the fuck out of the way. And then these things happen and you're like, that was so beautiful. What the fuck happened? Or that was so ugly. Like last night, it got so dark in the most beautiful way. It was like I was shooting in the Bronx, on the same block where they did A Bronx Tale, which is like one of my favorite movies, man.
Awesome.
And so we were there in this block, and I'm wearing my 70s cop outfit. I got my handlebar moustache and my big sideburns. I shaved them off before I come here, and I was there, and I was like, we were. The scene is, it may surprise you that I was playing the antagonist, and so, I was pushing buttons. Buttons that I don't push in real life.
Right.
I wouldn't want to. That would riddle me with guilt,
Right.
and sadness, and my empathy is too much for that. But when we're on camera, when we're pretending, when I know there is no comeback, I'm pushing your fucking buttons, bro. I'm putting it on you. I really want you to feel it. Like it's not a joke,
Yeah.
I feel like I have the best job because I have these jewels like these UFC fighters, but my nose don't get broken. We're pretending. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that makes them braver than me. Maybe you don't need blood and broken noses to be brave. I'll let someone else decide that. But it's a wonderful place. So we were getting to... So about halfway through, after the first couple takes, when the cat was showing me its arse and that, and I warmed up into it, and I saw the glint in the director's eye, and he was coming out, and we started playing. It was like, okay, I found this, and I found my motivation. I found what I'm doing with this. And the things that were going on inside my head, Orbs, were ungodly. The things that I was thinking of that were placing me in that position were like Sauron's the Eye of Sauron. Mm-hmm. And when I put that ring on, I felt good, bro. Like I enjoyed every fucking moment of it. As a peaceful, liberal, open-minded pacifist, as a lover and a fucking hugger, I enjoyed it. And I was like, yeah, I'm in this. And it was so ungodly. After I was in my head and outside of my head, I was thinking, you need to become a Catholic and go confess after this. Like, you need to find God, bro. Like, this is bad. Like, this is dark, you know? But for the arts, let's explore that. Let's take it all the way. And also in safe environments. As you say about the importance of standing on a speaker box and howling at the moon every now and then.
Yeah.
You know? Pouring tequila down your, or rather someone else pouring tequila down your throat. It's important to explore all of these different avenues, and it felt good. And so when I came out the end of it, I thought, well, when I was doing it, I thought, you know what, let me just maintain this state, because this is working. This is my job. This is what I'm supposed to do. My job is to translate the screenplay. And in this instant, James Baldwin's writing, you know, which I feel is a great responsibility to one of the great writers of our time. So I was like, it's working. So I'm going with this, and I'm going to push it, and I'm going further. And then he's saying to me, I have what I need. I have what I want. Now play. And I thought, oh, let's fucking have it. I'm putting it on him. And in my mind, I thought, I'm putting it on him until we wrap. And then as soon as we wrapped, I went up, I gave him a big hug. I said, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I said, I didn't mean any of it. I said, well, actually, I meant all of it. Every single fucking bit of the time.
But I mean this right now, too.
Yeah.
But I mean this hug just as much.
But I don't mean it in real life.
Yeah.
And so it was like, and I came out, I was shaking, dude. I was shaking. And it was like, it was such a wonderful experience, man. It was like a transient experience. I left myself, I left my body, I certainly left Ed in a major sense. And obviously part of it is, you know, it's 30% me, maybe 45% me, maybe scarily it's 95% me. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. And it was beautiful. It was such a incredible moment. And it was a real learned moment in my acting career and in my life, in my human career. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a really, really special moment. And so, you know, I suppose it's just like jumping in that padded cell or you know, hitting the bag, you know, because the bag ain't gonna bruise up.
Yeah.
You know, so but it was a beautiful thing.
But it's playing with that spectrum is something that's really intense. And the first thing that you have to realize is that that's not you. You know what I mean? Like, the human being has all of the darkness and all of the light available to us. You know, like Rupert Sheldrake calls it the morphic resonance field, which is like the collective of humanity. And the collective of humanity is the greatest heroes who are willing to lay down their life for the people they love and stand up for something no matter what it costs them. And also the greatest villains who are locked in this path of power.
We both have Mandela and Trump inside us.
Yeah, exactly. All of that spectrum is available. And I think the first thing that's challenging is realizing, like, I'm not one thing or the other. Everything is available. It's just how I choose to express it. Like, what part of me I'm choosing to fuel and give energy. And so when you experience that, I remember for me, it was the first time in a medicine journey, in a psilocybin journey, really realizing, like, oh shit, I'm all the light that I want to be, but I'm also all the dark too. And you go lean over and you lean into the dark side and you feel the power coursing through your brains. And it's just like a snarl that, But then you think, do I want to live this way?
There you go.
No, I like the love side better, because then it's warm and it fills you. And it's, you know, but I had to make that choice. I've had to make that choice multiple times, where you see the path of power and you see the path of love. And the path of power, it feels like just black lightning going through your body. Yes. But the path of love just feels like warm light, feels like home, feels like
but
what
when
you're
you're
supposed to
aware
do.
of them and you're in control, then you can switch from automatic to manual, or you can, you know, you decide what gear you're in, you know. And so we keep it for the safe moments, but we, you know, obviously sometimes it spills out, you know, and when, you know, in London life is crazy, the metropolis brings things out of you that I see in New York a lot, you know.
Sure.
Out here, it feels like back in London. I feel very, very at home here, because people are aggressive to each other. People are underpaid. People are working fucking hard. People are living on top of each other and frustrated, but there's a lot of love and there's this multicultural, beautiful experience. And it's like, you know, I am so blessed that I get to come to Austin and, you know, amazing places like that and come out here. But when I'm in London for too long, the darkness starts coming out of me, man. It's crazy. And I always say, you cut me, I bleed London. I will never, ever leave London. I love Austin. I love New York. I love Cape Town, South Africa. I love Vancouver. There's many places on this world I love. I will never live there. I'm lucky I get to travel to them, but I will never leave London. I say that, never say never. But I really, I love it so much. But when I'm there too long, man, it fucks with me. And the ring, Sauron's ring, no euphemism. I start to wear it, and I start to wear it without control, and it's not nice. And I start to see things in me, and I'm like, wow, that's ugly, and that's, I start to feel feelings like I had last night, but it's not beautiful,
Right.
Because it's not in the padded cell, because someone's getting bruised from it. It's not a punching bag, and. So even when we are aware of these things, and I use the word control with inverted commas, I'm still like so it's so easy for me to go to the dark side. It's like Frodo, bro.
Sure. And those emotions will steer you that way. That all of that endogenous hormone cocktail that comes up when something pricks your anger, right? It'll steer you right into that channel, that really well-grooved channel that humans have been using for thousands of years.
I've been there before.
Yeah,
and
we've been
learned
there
from
before,
it.
and we've all gone. And when you're yelling at your loved one, and you just want to, even if it's just your words, you just want to cut them and hurt them with your words, at that point. And you lose awareness. You lose awareness of the truth that what I'm saying to them, I'm saying to myself. Like, I can't do anything to another person that I'm not doing to me, because we're all same, as you said, and I've repeated since, different facets of the same diamond. But in that moment, when the emotions are driving you that way, you forget that truth, and you're clouded by that delusion, and you experience that. And then I think the real wisdom is to be able to become aware of that sooner.
Yeah.
Like, feel the wave rising and go, no, I'm not going to paddle in with this one. I'm going to duck dive into this wave and get out of the way.
Man. But I feel very illuminated. I feel very strong. But I also just feel very lucky that things haven't tipped over the edge, because I've got so close to the edge of, like, people could look at us as like positive people in control and successful people and all of that, but so easily, we could have. The situations we've been in, those negative Sauron situations, could have just tipped it slightly further, and we could be in a fucking nick. We could be locked up, or we could have been living with some kind of guilt that's fucked up. And I have so many friends and people that used to be friends that have that I looked up to, that were my role models growing up. There were people I wanted to be like, and I still want to be like the people that I saw them as, but then, life got the better of them. Sauron got the better of them, and they had a, just one thing happens, and then bang, that's it. 5 years is gone. They've lost their family. They've lost this. They've lost that, and it's like, I feel so lucky. Sometimes I think to myself, Orbs, I think, what the fuck did I do to deserve this luck? Because sometimes, like, I remember my boy Chasney saying to me when we was in school, he was like, "You're blessed, bro." He was like, "You're mad lucky." He's like, it's gonna work out. And I remember thinking to himself, what the fuck? Like, what a presumptuous fucking thing to say. And I don't feel blessed. I'm fucking 17 and full of testosterone and rage and confusion and all of this, and things ain't going perfect. And so, thanks for that, bro. But it don't really mean fuck all to me right now. But I think back on that, and I think, so many things have happened, before and since we met, that I think, what did I do to deserve this, man? Right. Yeah, I'll take this blessing, take it graciously and humbly, and try and continue to keep trying to give as much as I can. But, like, if there is an omnipotent God that I don't know, I haven't realized that he's the one, then, like, why the fuck is he looking out for me? Like, why am I protected like this, man? But I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And I'm trying to do my best with it, Yeah. I'm trying to share it.
Gratitude is that first most important piece,
Yeah.
Just pure gratitude. And I think a lot of people, most of us are all really blessed, and I get it. There's some people who have a way harder road and are really tough go in this turn of earth, But for the most part, we're all very blessed to be alive. But gratitude is something that we miss because we'll compare it. We'll compare our blessings to another person's blessings. Like, well, my blessings aren't shit because look at this person. Yeah. But we're never inside that person. Yeah. We don't know what's going on. We can't, you can't compare another person's struggle or another person's everything. Everything is its own thing. And so I think
comparison is the enemy of happiness.
it is absolutely. Yes. And then so just being gratitude.
When I regurgitate these quotes, I suddenly think you might have told me that last year. Or text it to me, or like, you know. But all we do is all I am is a retweeter. Everything I'm saying verbally, and I don't retweet much, but you know, what comes out my mouth is all regurgitated. It's like I said to you, we are just the people that we surround ourselves
At the
by.
best, you just synthesize different ideas that haven't been smushed together.
Yeah.
You know, like we're just using ingredients that are out there, and sometimes maybe getting out of the way for something new to come through us, but it's still not us. You know, like taking credit for all of that is nonsense. So that's, I think, another part of it is be grateful, but also realize that it's not you. You're just a vehicle for the life that's kind of happening.
It's you know, I felt that this morning. I was just in the flotation tank, and I was thinking about that, and I was thinking like, I really feel that about like my art is like I was going to say without sounding like a pretentious wanker, but I definitely will sound like a pretentious wanker. But I feel like the vessel, you know what I mean? I feel like, of course, part of it is me. So because I'm the vessel, I'm going to have my imprint on it. You know, someone else is driving, but I am a motor. And I may be a powerful motor. I may have great traction on my tires, or I may be slow. I may have a good spoiler, whatever. But I feel like the vessel for it. And I feel like, you know, I'm very reticent to take any credit for the things I have done, you know, and for the art. But it's that realization last night, and then thinking on it today is something that I'm going to continue to embrace and to think further on, and to try and be that vessel, to not make it about me. Other people can make it about me if they like. It makes no fucking difference to me. You know what I mean? I do it because it fulfills me, because it makes me happy, because I feel so alive, and I feel powerful when I do it. So that when I come off and I feel weak, which is how I feel most of the time, in many ways, it's like it's cool.
Yeah,
you know, it's like when, I don't know if this is a really egotistical thing to say, but when your ego is satisfied, then you no longer need to satisfy your ego. Like I feel that from this, and seeing this notion of celebrity, this notion of fame, this notion of Hollywood, you know, and it's like, it's bullshit for me, you know what I mean? Because I just go back home and my people take the piss out of me. They're like, bruv, look at your Hollywood quiff, man. What's the matter with you? I sent a picture to my boy the other day of me with my handlebar. He was like, oh shit. He was like, you better not wear that back to the fucking area, bruv. And I was like laughing, and I'll come home and my family will just take the piss out of me and everything. And it's not, and my life is normal, bro.
Yeah.
And I see all these other superstars that I perceive them as superstars. And then I see their normality, and I realize like it is bullshit, but it's okay. If people want to raise up people for their own reasons, that's their choices. But it's a wonderful feeling to feel separate from that, and to feel that is their persona, their version of Ed.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. I'm, you know, so it's nice. It makes me feel that, I really don't need to satisfy my ego. So I wake up and just put on the same shitty tracksuit bottoms. You know what I mean? And realize, bro, I bought these like 10 years ago. But I should buy some new socks, man. I had these when I was in secondary school. You know what I mean? I'm going to treat myself. I did get paid for this job. I'm going to go buy some new socks.
Yeah.
You know, but it's nice to not need that, man.
It's funny how, you know, everybody who sees you in some way is a mirror. You know, we're all mirrors for each other. We all see each other through another person's eyes to a certain degree. But when I think people can get lost when nobody is actually seeing the real you. Mm-hmm. And I think for celebrities, that can be the real challenge, because every eye that they look in is looking at them as someone that they totally aren't. Yeah. You know, they're projecting all of these things. And the more power and influence you have, and the less vulnerable you've been, and you're not actually showing people the real you, and you're just showing people the persona, the brand, then you feel like no one's seeing you, and then you get more and more alone, and more, and your circles get smaller, and then even then you're, you know. And I think the key is to just break through all that, even if on a micro level or a big level, and just show people the real you.
I hear that.
And just like, hey, look, here I am. Like, don't try to manipulate their view of you by like putting out this persona, because you're not going to feel that anyways. Just
no, I hear you, but I would counter that by saying that we also have a choice as, I suppose, public figures, although it feels strange to call myself one of them now, that we also have a choice of what we show, and that not everything is for everyone. And so, to an extent, I do build a public persona and a public brand now. I try and be smart with it so that, I show them a little bit, and whatever I show them will be really me, because I find it difficult to not be myself. And, like I said, my pops is a man of real integrity. And so, it's going to be that way. But, I feel like this kind of duality with it, that I'll show the people a certain side of me. They don't need to see all of me, but plus we're in this PC age where, like, if they really heard all the jokes that we're saying and all of that, then I'm out of business, bro. You know what I mean? Because we're like, there's dark, there's light, there's grizzle, Yeah. And so, that's one side of it. But then the way that I feel good about that is that what I do show is still me, and I separate myself from that public persona. Yeah. So I don't need validation from that public persona. It's like Rudyard Kipling, if we greet triumph and adversity as the imposters that they are, then we're men. And it's like, so I give them this persona, this Ed Skrein, as much of Ed Skrein as I want to fucking give them. You know what I mean? And no more, because the rest of it is for me. This ain't all for you. I didn't sign up to give you my everything. This is mine, man. And this is also my people's and my family's.
And I think it's because you have your people and your family where you can actually show everything.
Yeah.
Because to yourself, at the very least, you got to show all of yourself. You got to be able to look in an actual mirror and see your whole self. You can't be putting a persona in between you and the fucking bathroom mirror. Like, you got to show yourself, and then have your people who you can really show yourself to. And then with the public, for sure, it makes some sense, to not expose all of the things, but also not seek then the validation, not actually 100%. not count whatever they think as mattering.
Not give a shit.
Not
give a flying fuck. Genuinely, like, laughing at shit, like, oh my, until it means something to your integrity, until it's something that becomes like, hold on, this is important to me, this means something to me, and then you can address that. But other than that, I don't give a flying fuck. You tell me, like, oh my God, you're so great, and it's I think you don't know what the real me is like. Come and see me when I wake up, like, my face full of spots, my fucking red neck, my hair's a fucking mess. The only reason I look good is because someone told me what to say. Makeup artists are making me look pretty. The lighting is gorgeous. They're grading it. There's millions of pounds going into making me look good. That's not the real me. Look at me, man. I'm a piece of shit. I smell like shit. And that's me, and I'm good with it. Yeah. And so, by the same token, when people go, you're a piece of shit, man. Fuck, you're fucking shit. I go, I probably am, and that is true. I'm both of those things. I'm all of those things. And I do not seek your validation. But when my peoples tell me stuff, then I listen to that more, and your peoples and your family, they keep you in check, and it's important they keep you in check, and I listen to them. I may not agree with them immediately, but I marinate on it. You know what I mean? And I listen to them, and I trust them. So that, their words mean a lot. But the instinct is the guide, man. The instinct is the guide. Even my people's, like, no one can really tell me shit, Obs. You know what I mean? No one can. You can't. No one can. But I'm listening, and I'm open to what everyone's saying might be true.
No one can tell you shit, but everything is constantly telling you shit. Like the thing that you gather. What are your instincts? It's just all of the information, all of the
precisely
the whole universe is your guide when you get out of the way. So I think it is a mistake to weigh any one filter too much, because it's just the universe filtering through someone, and they all have bias. It's like a prism that's refracting different light. But ultimately, if we can take our guidance from the all light, from that light that contains every spectrum and contains every vibration and every color possible, then that's following your instincts. That's following, really your truth in that way. But yeah, of course, listen to people who might have an insight, because we can all get deluded. We can become our own prism where we're taking that light of what we could be and our potential is and what our highest, best self, our consciousness, our present self wants to do, and we're refracting it and angling it in a different way. And somebody might say, "Hey, what are you doing? You're doing something weird there with your light. Like it's a little kinked up in this thing. You got this idea in your head that's causing you to see things weird." And that can be helpful. So receive all that information, but ultimately nobody else can guide us except for everything else. You know, like that's it. That's the only thing that really counts. That is getting out of the way. Just letting the everything be the boss.
True that, bruv.
True that.
Proper.
Yeah, no doubt. So tell us a little bit about like what was a lot of people probably saw you in Deadpool. Like give us a Deadpool story. Give us a fucking indulgent Deadpool story. Something from that time. Because that was a fucking dope movie. And I think for a lot of people, it was the first time we saw a Marvel movie that we were like, "Oh fuck.
Yeah, man.
It's like real, like people
yeah.
talk real, thank God."
Yeah.
Like this is good.
I mean, I got goosebumps with you talking about it, man. It was such a beautiful experience. I'm just remembering now when I did this live podcast last year and I finished and my friends taking the piss out of me, they was like, "Bro, you just said beautiful about 37 times. You know that, yeah?" And they just literally going, "Yeah, it's beautiful, man." And I think I'm doing the same thing. But, you know, we talk on the beauty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're
no
not
doubt.
sitting here focusing on the ugly. But Deadpool was a beautiful experience from top to bottom, you know? It's like, I've been in the underground for many years, quite happy, you know, with full creative control, but without the commercial muscle. And it's been great. It's where I wanted to be, you know. And I've had my influences, you know, hip hop, football or soccer, you know, comics, all that, all these things that over the years that just drew, you know, meant so much to me, you know. From Ninja Turtles to Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? But comics meant so much to me growing up. So to then come into this new realm that I never thought I was going to come into, I never thought I was going to be an actor. I started being an actor at 27 years old. You know, my first job was then. Even then, I was still working my day job as a teacher. It was beautiful, you know, as a swimming coach, athletics coach. It was beautiful. I loved it. I didn't want to leave it for shit. It was so hard to leave it. I didn't leave it for 4 years. And then when I left, I was like, guys, to my kids and the mothers, I was like, you know what? I might be back, you know, I'll see what thing. They was like, shut the fuck up and go and do this, man. We'll be fine. Like, you know, it's all good. We're happy for you. So anyway, without tangents, to have a project come from my history and my heart, like Deadpool, like when I saw the email that said X-Men Origins, Deadpool, I was like, okay, let's have it. Let's fucking have it. You know, I love this shit. Like, I'm not scared of this shit, Orbs. I love it. It's like, yeah, this person, this role, okay, yeah, this is the dream role. All right, let's have it. Why the fuck not? Why? And so going for it and getting it was one thing, but then the people involved, man. Like Tim Miller, the director of that, is a real close friend of mine. We had dinner on his birthday like a month ago, and, you know, everyone involved was such a beautiful experience. And it meant so much that it resonated so much with the people. Yeah. You know? I suppose actually if I was going to tell you one story, it's on the float tank. It's a float tank story because I was thinking of it today. Because Tim Miller's the man who showed me float tanks in Vancouver. Nice. And since then I've been going to them all around the world. You showed me
the one in Austin.
Yeah, well, which one was it?
Zero Gravity.
Zero Gravity, shout them out.
Yeah.
Lovely. And so Tim was like, yeah, come to this float tank. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll come try it. Sounds kind of fucked up. Doesn't sound that fun, but like, all right, I'm open to it. And so he invited me and Gina down, Gina Carano, who played my kind of henchwoman, my partner in it.
Yeah.
And boy, if you're going to have backup, you want Gina motherfucking Carano, bro. Yeah. And so we went down there, and me and Gina was like, oh man, this is weird. And I'm like, do I wear my shorts or like anything? It's like, no, you go in there. I was like, okay, cool. Then I'm going in, you know, and it was such a revelatory, or whatever the word, it was a revelation for me when I was in there. It was amazing. And the interesting thing was I could not stop thinking about the fight choreography that I was working on. And I went into this weird place where I was just playing the fight out in my head, playing the beats out. And it was wonderful the way it made it sink in. The first fight in the workshop when it's on fire, the naked fight.
Yeah.
So I came out and I was like, oh, you know, when you come out, you're like, yeah, that was so wonderful. You don't want to talk loud.
Yeah.
And I come out and Tim was there, you know, barefoot, drinking a little ginger tea. And Gina was already there. We was like, what's up, G? Did you like it? And she's like, and basically we found out she'd got in here for 10 minutes. She was like, fuck this shit. She got straight out. She was not feeling it. And we were ribbing her the whole time. But I kept going back with Tim and by myself. And with some of them BC edibles, you know, it was like, it was a moment. So many moments, man. So many moments. But yeah, it wasn't for Gina. Yeah. It wasn't for Gina. But yeah, that was a beautiful experience, man. It's like, you know, I judge these experiences and I base my actual experience of these movies. I kind of rate that higher than the outcome in some ways.
Right. The process versus the outcome.
Precisely. Yeah. In art, that's kind of a paradoxical thing because the only reason we're there is to create, for the end product. But this is my job now. If I'm going to go and fucking live in Austin for fucking 7 weeks, if I'm going to go and live in Vancouver for fucking 4 months, I need to be having fun. I need to be fulfilling myself. I need to be enjoying it. And so these experiences, I usually twist them to make myself enjoy them anyway. But rarely do they come out like that, where the world enjoys them. Yeah. And you can't predict that.
You got both. Stuff. You had the process that you liked and the outcome that turned out great.
And it's the gift that just keeps giving. Deadpool, man. You know, it means so much to so many people around the world, and it opened up so many more doors for me, and I'm so grateful for it, man.
Yeah. And now one of those doors that it probably opened was a door that you consciously shut because you were given a role or given the opportunity for a role, but that role had a different ethnic identity.
Yeah.
And I read about that. Why don't you tell us what happened there? Because that's talk about different types of courage, right? I mean, you love comics. You love these different roles.
Yeah.
And tell us what happened with that situation.
Well, in a nutshell, I was offered a part in Hellboy. And as far as I was aware, it was I was playing a British SAS, you know, sergeant or major that had been changed from a US Navy SEAL. Mm-hmm. It looked cool as fuck. I ordered 16 graphic novels that day. I was like, I'm going in. This is a great excuse to buy more comics.
Yeah.
I don't need an excuse to buy comics, you know. I buy comics like cocaine heads. I spend like £200 a month on this shit. I'm like, I'm going in, although probably cocaine heads spending £200 a week or whatever. But anyway.
Depends on the habit.
You know. But so I was like, okay, boom, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna research, you know. I started working on it, you know. I was buying my movies, working with my coach, planning for it. We were going through the deal. It was a difficult deal to navigate because I wanted to make sure that I could be coming home for family stuff and to make it work for me and for my life outside of this as much as I wanted to do it. They bent over backwards. They were wonderful, the producers, and they were great. And then it got announced. You know, it got announced in the press, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, great. And straight away there was this whitewashing backwash, and I was like, whoa. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. And so I looked, I did my research. I was like, okay. I said, he's not Mr. Miyagi. It's not like the most important thing to his heritage is not the most important thing, but this is pivotal. Mm-hmm. And this is important. And, you know, as I said, I'm from the underground. And
so for people who don't know, your character was played traditionally by an Asian American.
In the comic, he was an Asian American.
Yeah.
Or he was an American who had an Asian grandmother that was actually integral to the story, a Japanese grandmother, you know. So I pulled out, basically. It was the only thing to do, the right thing to do. So the reason it was a simple thing and a simple decision is that, you know, I come from the underdogs. My demographic in London is not represented. We never felt that we were represented. When we were making hip hop, we felt like, fuck this. They're not talking the fucking truth. They're just talking a whole lot of shit, trying to sound like the American hip hop at the time. Yep. You know, we don't live in fucking Brooklyn. You know what I mean? This is not Crenshaw. We're not in Hollywood. We're in Hollywood Green, bruv, and Cricklewood and all that. We're in fucking, you know what I mean? We're in the bits. And so we always felt like we weren't represented. We felt like Guy Ritchie was like making these great movies, but we don't talk like that. Yeah. You know, we saw these hood movies in inverted commas where it was only black kids. And we're like, hold on a second. Like, our gangs and our culture and the way we grew up did not exist like that. Where's the Turkish people? Where's the Polish people? Where's the Pakistanis?
Yeah.
Where's the mixed race kids? Like, we're all on top of each other. It's more class than cultures, and we never felt like we got represented properly. So the reason my first movie that I did was called Ill Manners, and that still is the most meaningful project to me because I did it with my best friend. You know, he was the director. He wrote the part for me. He was the one who made me do it. I learned so much from my co-star, Riz Ahmed, and everyone around me. And we represented the underdogs. We told the stories that people weren't telling, you know? And I don't see our stories being told. Now, that's a frustration that was real to me. And now I'm writing. It's my main preoccupation is to show a window into the accurate social demographic of my life and my people and my generation. But that's micro when you compare it to people and races that are having their narratives written out of the arts and the history books that are not represented. That because I was growing up with my best friends being Greek Cypriot, Kuwaiti Muslims, Jamaican Christians, Mauritians, atheist, Irish, whatever, I didn't see it. I just thought it was all normal. And then I look around and I say, yo, like, all of the heroes look like me. And I'm going up for all these parts and I'm getting these like heroes and villain parts because I'm 6 foot with blue eyes and brown hair and white skin. You know what I mean? And so I understand my privilege. I understand that I hope, is my talent which is driving all of this. But I understand that I have a head start.
Yep.
So I understand my position there. So it's a simple thing. And plus I live in the multicultural community. I have a multicultural family. This is like not an option for me to start shading people. You know what I mean? I trained Kung Fu. I was in the fucking dumpling house in my area when I sent out the fucking tweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, this is not an option,
Yeah.
And so when it went out, my people, I saw my friend the other day and he was like, yo, man, that was really like, that was really, really important what you did. I was like, what the fuck did you think I would do, bro? I said, we've been out here together forever. And what? And then you think I'm just going to be like, yeah, man, I love you, bro. You're my family. But like, this is for me, yeah? This cake's for me. When I know there's other cake out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've never felt defined by any role or that anything is that pivotal. Every single role I've had is like, everything I've ever done is given, taken away, While I've enjoyed them, while I've taken a lot from them, it's like, in the most respectful, gracious way, like I don't need it, And so I can pass it on. And so it's the only thing to do. And plus I spoke to like my pops, and the first thing he said to me was like, well, you have to do what's right. And I was
Easy
like,
enough.
yeah, And then I spoke to my boy, Ben, who is kind of like my main confidant when times get rough, It's like we don't speak about good things. We only speak on the phone for an hour and a half about really fucked up, depressing, deep shit. And I spoke to him and he was like, yeah, you have to just do what's right, innit? And it was like, of course. So that just reaffirmed, it was like a real simple thing. So from there it was just a simple thing. But, what's affirming is kind of like the Deadpool thing, but on a more important level is how much it meant to other people.
Sure. Because
it was important for me to be myself, and like you said earlier on, to make sure that I'm being honest and I'm being myself. But it's more about for everyone else, and so it's meant a lot to people, man. And I met with the guy, Daniel Day Kim, who took the role. I was a massive fan of his from Lost.
Yeah.
Jin from Lost, man. That's some history. And so I met with him and it was beautiful. And so
nice, man.
It really is a simple thing, bro. It really is a simple thing, but it's beautiful that it means a lot to other peeps.
I just saw Hamilton with Whitney, and that was one of the most powerful plays I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And it was really fucking cool to see them just cast. I mean, it's pretty much an all-black cast except for King George and a few other people, but playing all of the founding fathers. So Hamilton, Jefferson, Washington, like all of these names, Monroe, like everybody is played by an all-black cast. And for a moment you just make that click, but then very fast you just believe it's the same. And it actually made the play so much more powerful in that way, not just because of the sound and the music and the way, but just to be able to recast like, oh, we're all same. Like anybody can play that role. And I think the beauty of it is, they gave other people an opportunity to play. I mean, if you're doing the Founding Fathers play, it's a white cast, if you're following that. But to see everything kind of mix up and to give that an opportunity, it was just fucking dope.
It's dope, but it's tragic. It's tragic that that becomes a realization that we're all the same when you think about like the history of oppression. Yeah. And it's like when we talk about reality, we've been talking this whole time about, I just want to see reality for what it is. I want to find the truth. It's like, well, let's look at how we're like, I wasn't taught the truth. I had to find the truth. I wasn't taught the truth. I was taught, the only black history in my schools was slavery. We weren't taught, when we talk about the might of the British Army, defeating the fascist Germans. It's like colonialism, bro. We built our empire on another form of fascism. So let's be real about this. Let's be honest about this. Let's look at reality for what it is. The privilege that we're riding on now, that wave that we're riding on, is built on the backs of other people who are not, who have had it harder. So yeah, it's nice to have these artistic realizations through these
But it is the full circle moment to a certain degree, right? It's the full circle moment where the most popular play that's out right now, Hamilton, by far, nothing's even fucking touching it, right? And it's that full circle moment where it is played by not the characters, not a bunch of white guys out on the stage playing white characters. It's like this reversal moment. Yeah, history is what it is, but to see that happen and to see everybody standing on their feet, see tears in everybody's eyes from these moving performances where they're not looking at race and they're just looking at fucking talented people telling amazing stories. It's really transformational. I think that's part of the healing. Yeah. Like part of the healing is going to be able to say, like, be able to interpose any person and feel like that's my fucking brother, doing this, and the past is the past, and that fucking sucks. But in the future, like all roll, and we're not there yet. Yeah. But I think this pushes that line a little farther, where it's like anybody can play anybody, and right now we're not there, And I think it's important to respect that. But eventually, anybody can play. We're all humans, and humans can tell a human story, And that's really what you came away with. Like I couldn't possibly imagine that story being told by anybody better than that fucking cast. Like to see Thomas Jefferson in that play is this big, like kind of heavy set, so much energy. This guy just fucking ignited the stage. He just left fire wherever he went and just burned it up. And Thomas Jefferson was like, he wasn't the most conscious. He had, owned slaves, I think, and wasn't that. But to see this guy play that role and just burn it up, it's like, that's who I want to see as that person. Like that is that person for me now. It's not the fucking dude on the $20 bill. It's I think that's Jackson, whatever. But it's that guy. Yeah. And like it's just cool. And I think that's the future that we can look forward to, where all of these things get mixed up. Yeah. Superman can be a fucking Muslim and whoever can be whoever. Yeah. And that's like the world that I look forward to, is where everybody can be everybody. And there is no appropriation because it's one fucking culture. We all appreciate everybody else's shit. Yeah. And I think when we fast forward, we're going to get there. Yeah. But now we're just in this thing where we're working our way.
We're plodding away one step at a time. And we should champion everything that pushes that forward. And truly, Hamilton, while I haven't seen it, is clearly pushing that forward. I can see from the conversations about it. Whilst we remember that it's in a playhouse in Broadway, where it's very difficult to get tickets, where it's very expensive, where it's like it's it also can be easy for us to sit in our liberal bubbles and pat ourselves on the back. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, of course, but it also must be reflected in society and you are so right that this is one step there. Yeah. This is getting us closer. This is making people start to realize that. And you can't beat people over there, but you can't make people change the way they think about this stuff. But this is one step. And we have so much more, so much further to go. But it's a beautiful thing, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here for this. We're here for the fight. You know, we're here for the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the struggle. You know, we have dragons, and these dragons are inequality, and the dragons are hate, and the dragons are delusion and ego and power and, you know, disproportionate amounts of wealth, people who are hoarding things and not willing to share while others are suffering. Like, these are the dragons at large. These are Cyrano's villains after he gets hit in the head at the end of the play and he's calling out all the injustices of the world. It's not one person or one thing or one, you know, nation or race or whatever. Whenever we get that, we got it wrong. It's these macro things. It's the big things that we're all fighting against. And, you know, we get an opportunity to show up and sharpen our sword in the battle against all that. And at the end of the day, we'll sit back in that other dimension, that place that feels like the other home. And we'll look back and be, man, that was a fucking ride. Like, that was good. You know, we'll be there with our collective brothers and sisters and everybody and just look around and say, hey, when you want to do that again?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Pretty soon.
Yeah, man. I'm with you, bro. I'll be there at the eternal sun, man.
Hell yeah.
Shining.
Hell yeah. I look forward to that. And this one, man. Looking forward to doing that. Hopefully we just keep this up. This is totally fucking random that we're both in New York the same week, but it's not random.
Of course.
I feel like
course.
I feel like for you, like this kind of synchronicity, you're so trusting of the instinct in the process. Like you probably knew this was going to happen more than I knew this was going to happen, you know?
Well, when
That's something I
we
can learn
spoke
from
like
you.
3 weeks ago or something, and you was like, yo, like on the off chance, on the instinctual one, you was like, yo, you're not in LA, are you? Because I'm shooting over there. I was like, no, bro, I'm in London, man. It's pissing down with rain. I'm very far from LA. But enjoy it, you bastard. Enjoy the sun. Get a nice suntan. But it was like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be in New York, you know, and even then, I don't think this was planned for you, and you know, yeah, it does, yeah, you know, but it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen at some point, you know, it's gonna happen some point sooner or later, and also, we just have to keep the people as close to us as we want close to us as possible. Now we live in different continents, countries. We live very far away, and we both have other factors controlling how we move around the world, but as much as we can.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Let's meet up and try and learn from each other. I learn so much from you every time we talk. You know what I mean? And the same thing today, bro.
Yeah, likewise, brother. Likewise. It's been a pleasure. Anything that you want to point people to? Any projects you're working on, or any places they can go? I'm sure you got some movies coming out or something.
Yeah, I've got 6 movies coming out.
Yeah.
I've got a couple lined up that we're ready to rock and roll. So I've been working. And like, yeah, I mean, I've been like, yeah, I remember you saying like about writing your own script, being a director of your own movie, that type of shit. And I've been, you know, after Deadpool, it was a very conscious thing. There was like, okay, I'm going to say no now. I'm much more. I've been in different increments in control, but I'm more in control now. So now I'm really going to write how I want to write it. What do I want to do? And we just started saying, no. Ah, that's interesting. That's loads of money. No. No. Oh, really? Working for 10 grand for 5 weeks. I want to do that. Yeah, but you could earn. No, I want to do this. You know what I mean? And sometimes my agents are like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. You know, I have what I need.
Right.
I have my shitty old tracksuit bottoms. I can buy a steak for my best friend whenever I want.
I'm getting you so many socks.
You know, you know what to get me for Christmas, man. The On It socks.
Yeah, that's it.
Be like, I think he's sending me a hint. But so we've been working on some mad shit, man. Like, there's like, I mean, this project that I was just shooting yesterday was an amazing project. It's an adaptation of a James Baldwin novel, If Beale Street Could Talk, by one of my heroes, Barry Jenkins, the director of Moonlight. Mm-hmm. To work with him was, you know, a dream come true. And then, you know, the project I was working on and that will come out next year. The project I was working on in Austin when we first met was with Robert Rodriguez, one of my heroes.
When's that one coming out?
That comes out July 2018 or June. It's mad. Like, we wrapped it.
So many effects.
December last year. So much effects, bro. Yeah. It's mad. We was using all the Avatar technology. I can't wait to see how jacked they made me, because I have a metal body. I'm a cyborg. And so when I came out, I was in good nick when I came to Texas. And then I got on the first day on set and they had brisket and sausage. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I want mac cheese and all that. And so I was wearing a mocap suit. And by the end of it, I was like, Ooh, okay. I don't, the pot belly's coming out, the chest is shrinking, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be ripped to fucking shreds when it comes out. I think I've got metal mohawk or some shit in it as well. But that's going to be a very interesting one. And that was with some heroes of mine, Christoph Waltz, Mahershala Ali, Jennifer Connelly. This is like, a dream come true to be able to now be learning from these type of people. And then, there's some independent projects which I've been doing, which are really interesting. I'm flying to Saudi Arabia the week after next to finish off a project called Born a King, which is a fascinating project where I play in 1913 period piece, I play a member of the British Foreign Office, an Arabist adventurer who brings over the first Saudi prince and then gets King George, Winston Churchill and Lord Curzon to recognize him as the first king as the only true king of Saudi Arabia, and it's a wonderful piece. Cool. I've got my hair's all grey, I've got a fake moustache, and
they love putting mustaches on you.
Yeah, I know, it's fucked up. And so that one was fake. This one was real, the handlebar. And so playing with all these different looks, playing with all these different accents. There's another one called Tao, which is coming out, I think, on Netflix with Gary Oldman and Michael Monroe, where it's like a sci-fi thing. I play this like Silicon Valley tech geek. I based it on Sam Harris.
Yep.
Yep.
And you talking to me about that.
Yeah, and that was like, an interesting experience. There's another film I did called In Darkness with Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones. And that was a wonderfully ambitious and sophisticated British drama indie. So it's just been about exploring different sides and I could have phoned it in. I could have it would have been easy to be the go-to action villain hero, easy. But that's not me. I have a lot else, it's boring for me. It's like, if somebody says like, no, how the fuck do you play all these different characters? Like, how the fuck do you not? Like, how could you just be the same person and just phone it in? Like, it's impossible. Like, I need to learn. I need to grow. I can't learn unless I'm having to learn new accents, unless I'm standing differently and learning the etiquette of how you greet a king and all of the and such. And so it's been this amazing journey. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they're, received somewhat. And when I say I'm looking forward to, I'm not looking forward to any adulation or anything like that. I'm interested. Yeah. I'm interested to see how the process worked out for the process in the future, so I can see, okay, interesting. That felt good at the time, but it was fucking shit when it came out, or vice versa, or whatever.
You see the ripples in the pond when you drop in the pebbles.
But like I said, the journey was the most important thing, and it's been beautiful working on these things, and I'm. Interestingly, in fact, we spoke about this last year. I've written a short film that I'm directing in 3 weeks. So I go back next. We agreed with each other. You're going to finish the book. You're going to send me a copy. I'm going to finish the short film. I'm going to send it to you. That's important to me. It's a motivation. And so I go back. I land back Monday morning. I go straight into location scouting. We're rehearsing. We're working with the DP, working on everything. So it's a wonderful new proposition. It's a new medium for me. I feel highly qualified to emotionally navigate and make the key creative decisions and trust other people to do their jobs properly. But who knows? I might be fucking terrible at it. But I'm excited to try.
But you'll learn. But you'll get a little better.
And it will make me a better actor. And
you got to lean into the weird, unknown, difficult shit in everything you do, and that sounds like what you're doing. So you can't lose. You can't fail. You can only learn.
Yeah, and I have to do it.
Yeah,
I have to. Like I wanted to write it. I had to write it. I wrote it. I've wanted to progress it to this point. I have to do it. So we'll see how that comes out. But that's an exciting feeling. And there are certain feelings of anxiety and fear, if they're the right words, but I love that feeling. It's like when I was a competitive swimmer when I was growing up. I feel like I'm going up to the blocks. I feel like I'm checking out the people next to me thinking, fuck, man, he's fucking 6'5" and look at his shoulders and that and his paddles, but that don't mean shit when we get up there. That don't mean fuck all, because I've been training. I've been doing my work, and once we get in, my lane is my lane. How fast you swim is how fast you swim. You know, maybe you'll get in and I'll be surprised because I'll see your feet and I'll think, this is butterfly, man. I don't see people's feet, they see my feet. But, you know, so be it.
Yeah.
So be it. So, yeah, I'm just training hard in my lane, trying to get better on myself and so it's exciting, bro. And I'm excited to get a copy of the book once it comes out, or a transcript or whatever.
Pretty soon, about 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
I love it, man. I bled on that book.
Yeah.
I mean, I bled in the pages of this book.
Yeah.
Like really, I thought it was going to be a process, but I had no idea like how much I would have to sacrifice. Like I think for anything that you really love, you got to pay the blood price. Like even this last Halloween, you know how much I love Halloween. You saw me in the fucking midst of it. And this Halloween and the whole weekend's going through and I'm just in my small ass New York hotel room just writing, people hitting me up, hey, come on, come out with us. We got this thing. Nah,
but you had to do it.
Editing, reading every line, combing it, going through the fact, knowing that I'm going to have to read this on audiobook. And so that every single word that I'd written down and gotten help writing down, you know, had to be coming out of my tongue. So it's just track corrections change as I'm reading through this whole thing. And that was the process all the way through. Like, so I feel good. I know that succeed or fail, I have no regrets in this motherfucker. Like there's no way that I can say, oh man, I wish I would have put a little more effort into it. Like I did it.
And succeed or fail is other people's.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what they say.
Exactly.
I'll say it's a success. Someone else will say it's a failure.
It's the best I can do.
You know.
So in that regard, it's my success.
Yeah.
You know?
And you had to do it. You felt the urge to do it. You did it, and you move on.
Yep.
And you either write another book or you.
I'm writing another one.
Really?
I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
I'm just getting warmed up.
What's the next one?
Next one's about mindset. Then the next one's about the heart. Then the next one's about community. And then my 5th book is going to be like utopian fiction. And that's so I got them all.
Utopian fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
So one of my favorite books, Aldous Huxley's Island, and that's where he takes this island separate from the mainland, and they'd created this culture that's like basically a utopia that rewrites the rules of society, how people interact, how people raise kids, how people look at love and ritual and work and community and wealth and spirituality. And then another book, The Fifth Sacred Thing from Starhawk, another great utopian setting where people kind of rewrite the structure. But for me, I think what's always most interesting is not how do you create utopia in this little separate bubble, separate from everything else, but how do you create universal utopia? And I think that's where I want to drive this fiction. So we'll see.
Well, that feels like the natural path, you know, knowing you and knowing your mindset and teachings, that feels very, very fucking right.
And I'm just honing the craft till that moment. But yeah, it's exciting, man. It's exciting. I know what I'm here. I know what I'm here to do, and that's ultimately. I've never felt better.
Isn't that an empowering feeling, man?
Yeah.
You know, I see people like Christoph and Mahershala, and I'm like, man, I want to be like them, man. And last night I was like, what would Jack do? What would Jack Nicholson do right now? Do what Jack does, but I can't do what Jack does. But isn't it a wonderful thing to know what you want to do, and know you can't do it yet, but know we're gonna get there. We will get there. We'll work towards it, and in the end, your book will be something different from your man's utopian island. You know that you want. That maybe you wanted it to be like at the beginning, and vice versa. And maybe there'll be some fucked up kid with chipped teeth in the future like me saying, what would Ed do? You know what I mean? And it won't be what Jack does. But I love this notion of the unknown, of the exciting unknown. But it's not so unknown because we know where we want to get to. We just don't know exactly how we're gonna get there. And I love that. I'm excited for you.
And if you think you know exactly how, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah. You'll soon find out.
You'll soon find out.
You'll soon realize you've got shit on your shoes. You've been walking it around, and fucking 50 people are going to come home and smell the shit you've been walking around, and you're going to feel shit about it.
Yes, sir. Life is good, right?
Life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, how it sparkles. Oh, yeah. Oh, how it sparkles.
That was in the club. I remember that.
All right, my man. Good to hang. We got to do this again.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Much love, everybody. Peace.